Hello, good afternoon. I'm KHOU 11 meteorologist Chris Ramirez. We are tracking some heavy rain like we've been forecasting early this morning. We are seeing some significant winds across the Houston area as well, but nothing damaging, but definitely looking at a very wet Galleria area as of now. This is from the top of the KHOU 11 studios of the building that we're on off of Westheimer, and we're seeing that heavy rain moving in across Houston. We're also seeing some lightning strikes as well and hearing that thunder with these storms as they're continuing to track through the Houston area. So looking at right now, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in just a little bit closer to see what's going on right now. We have a heavy downpour with some lightning that's moving through just inside the loop. Some of the heavier rain moving along I-10, even along 610 loop there. So looking at downtown's also getting drenched with some heavy rain as well. So lightning with these storms as they're moving, and they're moving quickly to the north. So that's the good thing about this, is that these are pretty fast moving, that we're not seeing the storm or these downpours stick in one area at a time. So when you have the fast moving storms, that usually ends up being good for our drainage systems, and it's likely that we're not going to see any of that flooded roadways like we saw a good few days ago. So showers, heavy downpours now moving in across Houston, and this is what we've been talking about since this morning. This is all a part of that tropical moisture that is from the Gulf, and all a part of that system that's currently now Tropical Storm Barry. And Barry's well south of us. The center of that storm not really impacting us, but we are seeing this tropical moisture fuel that storm activity as we head into the next few hours. So we can expect this to be in the picture at least by, I'd say, between 4 and 5 p.m. And then eventually, as we get closer towards the 6 to 7 p.m. mark, we are expecting to see this taper off and become a bit less widespread, especially out in the overnight hours. So weather impact alert now in place here across southeast Texas. We're seeing some lightning. We're hearing that thunder. There's a good thunderclap that's just happening right now just outside of our studios in the Galleria area, but we are expecting this to continue at least for the next few hours. And the good news is that we are expecting these to be fast moving as we progress through the rest of the afternoon. But we cannot rule out one of these downpours that could really just remain stationary going into the next few hours. So downpours moving in across Houston, the center of town. We're seeing some heavy rain here in the Galleria area. This heavy rain is also extended off into downtown Houston. You're even also seeing some heavy rain out in portions of just to the south of Lake Houston. So Atascocita, the Summerwood neighborhood, out in the Humble area, you're hearing some thunder, seeing that heavy rain across our aerial roadways, and now we're going to start seeing the roadways starting to become slick and a bit hazardous as we head into the next few hours. But the good news, like I said, this little cell that's over downtown and over portions of West Houston, that's moving quite fast. And so we're going to see this linger for the next maybe 15 minutes or so, and then it's going to be moving further north. But we are hearing some tremendous thunder with these storms. I don't know if y'all can hear it through my mic, but lightning also as well. So dangerous lightning in place right now here across the Houston area, and we are also likely to see this continue its track towards the north. So if you are in northwest Houston, if you're along 249, maybe 290, you're about to see this storm move into your area in about maybe 15-20 minutes. So North Houston likely to see this heavy rain to the south that's in over the central portions of town, but this is going to be traveling along 45 and along 290, even the Sam Houston Tollway. You're going to see this heavy shower, well actually this heavy storm that's just to the south, and there is some dangerous lightning with this storm as it's continuing to track north. And so we're not looking at any significant wind speeds as of this. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick look at wind speeds right now. We're not seeing any damaging winds with this storm as well. It's just the heavy rain and the very loud thunder that we're looking at the current moment. So winds right now not too significant. We're not seeing any damaging wind gusts. It's just we're seeing some gusts up to about 30 miles an hour with these storms as they're moving into portions of West Houston. But other than that, I think it's just the loud thunder that's really that you're hearing right now if you are in West Houston. And if you are in Northwest Houston, maybe along 290, 249, Sam Houston Tollway North, you're about to get this dose of thunder that we've been hearing here across the Galleria area for the past maybe 10 minutes or so. So that's the good news. This is that we're not expecting this to continue. I see an update from the National Weather Service. It looks like they're not issuing anything as of now, but we are expecting this to continue mostly, I guess, within the next 3 to 4 hours, between 4 to 5 p.m. This is what Future Track is showing. We can expect to see these widespread showers and storms across our area between 4 p.m. as we get closer towards 5. Keep that in mind. If you're heading out to Beyonce concert at Energy Park, we're going to see the scattered storm activity remain in place here across the Houston area as we progress through the rest of our evening. So be extra cautious out there. The good news is that we are seeing these move quite fast. Usually we see areas that the rain just maybe lasts between 15-20 minutes and the rain stops and then it's off to another location in and around the Houston area. But that's the good thing. We need these breaks in between these isolated storms to give the drainage systems on our roadways time to actually drain off and to make it into the streams and bayous. So it's when we have that rain that lasts for maybe an hour or more, that heavy rain that usually could dump 2 to 3 inches of rain in an hour, that's when we usually start seeing problems. And that's what we saw a few days ago, especially if you were caught in that mess of a traffic situation here in West Houston. But right now, as we look at the loop that I've been showing you for the past, since this live stream started, these are pretty fast moving. We are not seeing any of these storms remain over in one location for a prolonged period of time. These are moving quickly towards the north. There's a lot of lightning. There's some loud thunder with these storms. Heavy rain. Might see some gusts between 30-35 miles an hour, but the only thing to really keep an eye on is the heavy rain if you are driving about across our area roadways, and the dangerous lightning. You might want to in that pool time early if you are in Harris County. Not really a good idea to be any near bodies of water because there is some tremendous amount of lightning with these storms as we go through the next few minutes. West Houston right now, still hearing that lightning, still dealing with that thunder. I'm going to go ahead and look at our lightning strikes right now. We've been hearing quite a bit of thunder. We're seeing lightning strikes about 18 strikes. That's not too bad, but they are very loud if you cannot hear them from my mic, what we've been seeing here in the Galleria area. So definitely expecting this to continue at least for the next maybe, I want to say 3 to 4 hours is when we're going to see this storm activity last, and that's when we're expecting to see. So as we look at our future track, this is for Harris County. We cannot roll out a few downpours making their way into the area. Take the location of the heavy rain as a grain of salt, but we can expect this to last at least between 4 to 5 p.m. And so I'm looking outside our windows right now. I'm able to see the skies get brighter, which means that this storm is off to another location, across to another section of the Houston area. That's what we're expecting to see, and that's what we want. We want these breaks between these storms so that we won't have those flooded roadways like we were dealing with a few days ago. And that's what we're seeing right now, is that these storms are moving pretty fast, not really staying in one location at a time. But I'm going to go ahead and zoom out here so you can see a bigger picture of what we're looking at. This is all a part of that tropical moisture that is up and down the Texas coast as far south as Corpus Christi, even down in the Rio Grande Valley. If you are leaving town today, just keep in mind it's going to be quite a wet outlook if you are traveling along 69 south towards Corpus Christi, even down to Harlingen. So Rio Grande Valley, Corpus Christi, all of the Texas coast, looking at the tropical moisture from what is now Tropical Storm Barry, which was just named as a tropical storm not too long ago. And we're not going to be directly impacted from this storm. This is going to go directly into Mexico, into Tampico, Mexico. That's the good news in all of this. But it just gives you a sense of how powerful and how vast these tropical systems are. And even though we're hundreds of miles away from the center of that circulation, we're still looking at that tropical moisture indirectly impacting our weather pattern here for today. So just to kind of reiterate, there's also a 20% chance of development out near Florida. But as we look at the track of Barry, Barry is going to be a very short-lived storm moving into Tampico, Mexico. It's going to be done before you know it as we head into tomorrow morning. But like I said, it's that tropical moisture from that system that is up and down the Texas coast. We're seeing a surge of that right now, and it's what's fueling that storm activity across our area for today. seeing that moisture moving in across the area. You're seeing all of South Texas, even the coastal areas of Texas, dealing with the moisture from what is now buried. So to just kind of sum this all up as we, if you're just now tuning in, we're seeing widespread heavy rain, some very loud thunder with these storms as they're moving through Houston right now. We're here in the Galleria area, not too far off from the Galleria Mall, and we've heard quite a bit of thunder, and this is actually moving northward. It's actually now moving out of the Galleria, so if you are in North Houston, you're about to get a dose of this heavy rain and this very loud thunder that we've been experiencing here, at least within the next maybe 10-15 minutes or so. And so rain coverage becoming more scattered. We are expecting this to continue at least through, I want to say 4 to 5 p.m. We are going to be under that weather impact alert at least through 4 and 5. And so just keep in mind that as we look at our future track, it's going to be these hit or miss storms that are going to be the case as we progress through the afternoon, and be on the lookout for that as well, because we are expecting to see some pretty heavy rain with it. We're not looking at any flooding concerns right now. The good news is that these storms are moving quite fast, giving the time for any roads and highways or any drainage areas to quickly drain off. It's when we have that storm, those storms remain over one location at a time for a long period of time, is when we look at those flooding issues. And we're not looking at that today, but we cannot roll that out in terms of even more heavier rain causing some problematic conditions along our roadways later on as we get closer towards the 3 to 4 p.m. hours. So we're going to keep flooding on the table for now. Just keep that in mind. Be on the lookout. Be extra cautious for any type of flooded roadways. Turn around, don't drown. Don't even risk it if you're driving a compact car. Just don't risk going through those flooded roadways. I know we had a lot of stalled vehicles out here in the Galleria area during that last flooding event that happened. I believe it was Thursday. So the good news is that rain chances will be diminishing as we get closer towards 5 o'clock. 6 o'clock is when things are going to be becoming more quieter for us. And then that's good news for the Beyonce fans going to the concert. However, I know a lot of folks like to show up between maybe now and hours earlier before the concert starts. You're going to be dealing with these storms and these heavy downpours here across our area and across the Houston area as we progress through the afternoon hours. And so just to kind of be safe out there, and as well as give enough space between yourselves and the cars in front of you if you are moving out and about. This is the live look right now, looking over the Galleria. You have downtown right there. You have, I believe Westheimer is moving along there. There's the Williams Tower. You're seeing these downpours moving through. The fact that we can see downtown is a sign that we can actually see these storms moving off towards the north if you are in the western portions of Houston. But as radar shows, you're able to actually see this isolated downpour, this storm, moving northward into North Houston and northern Harris County. So it's likely to see that 290 right now is getting some heavy rain and some very loud thunder with these storms. And so just keep in mind that the importance of keeping you well informed of what's going on right now is that these storms are pretty loud, but we're not looking at any type of damaging winds. We're just looking at that heavy rain, the very loud thunder, as well as the potential for these downpours causing some pretty wet roadways, as well as some lower visibility issues for us as well. And so that's what we're tracking as of now, and this is what we're looking at as far as 12:30 as we head into the rest of our Sunday. We can expect this to linger at least through 4 to 5 p.m. And as far as your 7-day forecast, highs in the 90s, lows in the 70s. Scattered rain for today. We could see some showers and storms for tomorrow afternoon, but it's going to be hot and humid, at least as we head into the 4th of July. Again, I'm meteorologist Chris Ramirez with your latest weather update. Be safe out there.